See, everybody knows that there are disqualification petition is filed before the speaker against 10 MLAs who were from the Congress earlier and who claim to have merged with the BJP, and 2 MLAs of the MGP who also merged into BJP and claim that they have merged into BJP. Now against this, when this happened, the Congress opposition leader also went along with those 10. So they had to elect a new opposition leader. And accordingly, a ex-chief minister, Digambar Kamath, was elected as the opposition leader. Now this happened on June 10th, the so-called defection. The Congress party took a resolution that disqualification petition should be filed. However, for some reason, the opposition leader was not keen in filing the petition and did not file the petition at last. But the party president at that point of time, Girish Choudhary, decided to file a petition. And accordingly, on 8th of August 2019, the petition was filed. Every time the speaker was giving some excuses, appeared to be genuine, some appeared to be tactics, delay tactics, and it went on, the COVID came and so forth. Then somewhere in July 2020, the petitioner before the speaker, that is the party president, went up to the Supreme Court praying to direct the speaker to decide the matter as early as possible with a timeline frame. Now, there also in Supreme Court it got, for some reason or the other, they have started asking for time for replying and all that. Ultimately, on 10th of February, the Supreme Court accepted the submission of the respondent, who is the Solicitor General or Additional Solicitor General, saying that the matter would be disposed on 26th of this month. That was yesterday. I happened to go also there to see, but then they started having the MGP first. They took up the MGP matter and started arguing that in camera. Now whether that is, why that is in camera and what is the hide and seek, nobody could understand. So I had time. I came, left the place. By evening, they took up the Congress matter and the matters were heard, and the speaker has now decided and reserved the judgment. Now the question arises is this: for how long will he keep the judgment? Because it is our information that the matter is listed before the Supreme Court on the 8th of March to understand the status of the speaker's actions. Now, will the speaker decide the matter before 8th? Because he has already filed an affidavit before the court to say that he would not able to finalize it, dispose it of on 8th. Now, disposal of matter, keeping the judgment in reserve, for how long can he keep it? To my knowledge, I am not aware what is the time limit they have to, that they can keep this order reserved. Now on the 8th, what will happen? We will have to wait and watch. Will the speaker decide it before the 8th? And if he decides it, what decision will he give? Because the speaker has been, for some reason that's known to him, has been either trying to delay the whole thing by giving various reasons. Till the Supreme Court, pressure is on him now. Now what are the options before the speaker? Will the speaker qualify them as that it was a proper measure and allow the petitioner once again to go to the High Court in an appeal against that order. And if between the time of the petitioner application before the High Court, if the 10 MLAs resign, will that petition hold? Will it become infructuous? Is one part of it. Second part is, will, before any order, will the Bharatiya Janata Party convince these 10 or 12 MLAs to put their resignations in? Again, making the whole petition infructuous. Because even if they ask to resign, they can still continue as ministers for 6 months. And by that time, they can dissolve the assembly. And they would no need of having by-elections. That another possibility is there. Now the question is, and there could be various options to subvert the constitutional provisions that avoids this chicanery of saying that it is a merger when no merger has taken place. Now there are 2-3 questions raised. There were suddenly they took a defense that the Congress party does not exist in Goa, all the MLAs are independent. Now this is legally it's a totally sham sort of a defense, but politically it has a little sense, because not a single MLA apart from the opposition leader felt it deemed fit to file the petition. The other side is the Goa Forward Party that was thrown out from the government, sacked from the government. They also could have approached the speaker with the disqualification petition that this was illegal. Why they did not do it is a question mark that is raised. But in my opinion, that they have not been gone with because they are still part of the NDA. So in such a situation, it is very confusing for people to understand whether there is a opposition or they are all one. Is a big question mark, and therefore there is a deficit of trust in the voter. Now with the municipal elections coming forward, it will be very interesting to see that phrase that is used very often, a drowning man clings to a straw. It will be very interesting to watch drowning leaders trying to cling to each other.